All right, it's November 11th, and I know it's probably been an exhausting week from politics to God of War coming out, which is probably what everyone's playing, right? God of War. And then we got Pokemon next week. Holy shit. And for me, I've been, for an update, learning all about how I forgot all about that this long COVID, this fatigue will respond to me going back out and trying to go back out, which was cool to get out. I'm happy to see Mount Banana. That was a bucket list. I still had to time a nap to get close to it before I left. I made it without taking photos and running around. I made it 3 bands before I was turning to Fred and being like, yeah, I'm starting to feel this. Luckily, still got to enjoy Melt Banana, and I was just sat down for a couple last songs, so still making it kind of work, and hopefully I can go from there. And then last night I made it again out to Hans Gruber and the Diehards, who they had a venue drop their show, but they still found Jobot and got to do a show, so that helped out, and that was cool. And then I am feeling the repercussions of it today, and I probably was feeling the repercussions on Wednesday, but I got my flu shot, so that probably masked it a little bit. So I'm gonna figure out a way to proceed, hopefully once a week here, do this. Unfortunately, it also means I got to prepare for apparently the day after. I'm just getting home safe because fatigue driving is still not the best way to do this. But I appreciate everyone who has been messaging me and replying and support. That goes a long way, especially being home all this time, dealing with this horribleness that just keeps going. Even the CPAP solution, we hit the 30 days, and it has been mostly unchanged. Unchanged. It has been better sleep quality by the numbers, so it's doing something. Probably will feel it more when this leaves, but this long COVID is still acting independently, and that really blows. I want this energy vampire, as I'm calling it, out of my body. This sucks so much. Even tonight was dragging so much. But I am here to tell you about some shows that are coming up, and I'm happy to. So let's safely go. Yes, welcome to another episode of Every Shoujo Says Safely Go, where I always recommend masking up, because a room full of masks will lower the spread of this fucking stupid virus that I am still enduring effects of, and any other stuff. So please, just out of courtesy to one another, and to the artists who, if they get this, it interferes, especially the smaller guys, it will interfere with their ability to tour if they have to have a member post up, or the whole band catch it. So it's in our autoimmune friends, and just it please mask if you can. That's the plea. And of course, get the vaccines, get the boosters. Like I said, I got my flu shot. I got my booster, which unfortunately helps. It helps my immunity, but it didn't do anything for my long symptom. That's now 2 weeks too. So. But please, let's make these spaces, we want to be as inclusive as possible, welcoming as many people to watch these amazing artists perform some amazing music. Of course, if you're not yelling at your screen right now because you don't like my soapbox, first off, but second of all, please be sure to like this where you're watching this. And if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe, because as those numbers go up, I get access to more features, as I say every week. But also you get notifications of when these videos go live like this, or that Concerts the Console episode with Crazy in the Brains, which was fucking rad, doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, playing with it and talking to them, finding out how much they really love Jersey Pizza, which now I'm super curious to go check out some Jersey Pizza if I can get to the East Coast one of these days. So go check that out. That's over on youtube.com/everyshoujo, or just go to everyshoujo.com. There is a link for it everywhere, and it's on audio version on podcast services. Look up Concerts Consoles. So throw that out there. Of course, if you're going to everyshowjoe.com, you can also check out all the pictures that I've taken and shows I've covered over the past few years and past couple months while I was dealing with this stupid long symptom. And enjoy those. Plus, ways to support since I don't get ad revenue from the YouTube videos. Well, first off, there's a store link, and it's on that website, and it'll bring it to go buy an Every Show Joe shirt, which is super cool if you want to support and wear it around. And then the other thing that I like to always throw out there is patreon.com/Every Show Joe. Even $1 a month helps me out with web costs. It helps me out when I am able to drive and get out to shows and cover some of the ticket costs and help try to make this sustain itself, hopefully one of these days. So yeah, patreon.com/Every Show Joe. You can help out there too. And speaking of helping out, I like to mention this every fucking week because it's important. Fuck racism, fuck homophobia, fuck sexism, fuck transphobia, fuck all the bullshit of people trying to dehumanize others, which is clearly prominent if you've been paying attention to these elections. Like, fuck Blake Masters and fuck Carrie Lake and fuck all that bullshit. But yeah, I like to throw out ways to be more positive instead of just cursing at those annoying politicians. And get involved, bring positivity to other people. And good ways to do that is actually, yes, Black Lives Matter. The saying and the organization, BLMPHXmetro.org is the Phoenix section. Look up your local one if not out of Phoenix. PoderinAction.org is another really good one here in Phoenix. Both just go on there, see what they're doing, get involved. They also, all these will also take donations if you want to just donate. There's also StopAAPIHate.org, which is an American Pacific Islander hate and ways to be proactive in there. FirstNations.org is for Indigenous or Native Americans. Because, yeah, crazy that we have to even be talking about this, but it still permeates the society and horribleness. And yeah, I like to also throw out there the National Center for Transgender Equality, which is transequality.org, to get involved there. And they're fighting for workplace laws. They're fighting for everything to just be a level playing field. It shouldn't fucking matter who you love or how you identify. Just be yourself. That's the best way to live. I've enjoyed it, being who I am, and appreciate it, and hopefully appreciate me for doing it. And it shouldn't fucking matter. You should just be caring and loving for one another. Simple, easy, right? You think? Also, of course, two organizations that are involved with our music scenes, with our punk scenes. The sidewalkproject.org. There's a Phoenix section even, if you go on there, and they get involved with our local punk scene, and they help with the homeless, against self-harm, that kind of stuff. There's also Punk Rock Saves Lives, which you've seen me probably wear a shirt every once in a while on this show and around. But yeah, punkrocksaveslives.org. They are there for bone marrow donations. They're there for mental health, helping people through stuff, and a bunch of stuff. So really cool stuff. And to get back into why Arizona politics suck, well, I'd like to throw out there the Abortion Fund of Arizona, because yes, we have currently a law being enforced from when we were a territory. Yes, over 50 years, 120. It's way too long. Talk about archaic laws, right? So I like to throw out there the Abortion Fund of AZ.org, ways to donate and help there for resources for anyone who needs it with their reproductive health. And ProjectHope.org, because Puerto Rico is still recovering from hurricanes and tropical storms, which have been more active this year and past, thanks to climate change. And also, it's helping out Ukrainians too. So it's another really good resource. Of course, you're here also to help out others that may involve an instrument. I know. Of course, simple, easiest way, go buy the merch. Go buy the shirts, the CDs, the koozies, the hoodies, I guess, are more relevant now as it cools down. Well, I guess even for Arizona, it's cooling. I've been running the heat more. So yeah, simple, easiest way, go on the band camps, go on the merch stores. Go buy their merch at the shows. That's the simplest, easy way to support everyone. NEVA is another good one, National Independent Venue Association, NEVASSOC.org. You can go support there. They even have a fund that helps with the emergency for any independent venues and for lobbying for the interests of your favorite independent venues. So really cool stuff they're doing there, and a really good resource for everyone. Of course, let's go right into shows, because there's a bunch of stuff, including at least one traditional staple that is worth the trek if you can, and we'll get to that. But let's start tonight, Friday the 11th. All times are Arizona times, which are Mountain Standard times, which hopefully that means I did the math on any of the streams correctly, hopefully. But let's get right into it. Tonight, we got Trevor Keith of Face to Face doing a solo show with Jason DeVore, Authority Zero, over at Pub Rock Live, 7:30 for that one. We also got Haven's End with New Guinea Pigs on the block, and Weapon of Pride at Yucca Tap Room. That one is an 8 p.m. start. We got Alien Farm back in town with Sundress and Bite the Hand over at the Rock Bar out in Scottsdale, 7 p.m. Elton John saying farewell. I know, Rocket Man is on his way out, unfortunately. And what a legend, right? How could you not think Elton John is a legend? Well, if you are hoping to catch him, it's over at Chase Field starting at 8 p.m. We got Anchor Baby with Spiritual Warfare and Sputnik over at Gracie's Tax Bar. That one is 7:30 p.m. There's Micah Bentley over the Lost Leaf. We got Killing Sunday at the Starlight Lounge. And yes, this is the one that is worth the trek. And it started about 3:30 today. So, but it's a whole weekend, so if you're looking for a good excuse to get down to Bisbee, Side Pony's doing its 9th annual, minus COVID years, which we just, we try to block it out and ignore, right? But yeah, their 9th one down in Bisbee, Old Town Bisbee too. It's an awesome experience. Day one, including Doug Preston, Jaffe's Ascent, Carol Pacey, and Andy Barunda, Narwhal Jr., 20-Foot Neon Jesus, Kylo Gun, The Maybe Next Year's, Mills End, A Casual Divorce, Fat Grey Cat, Cheeseburger Picnic, Let Alone, Black Caesar Soul Club, The Woodworks, and so much more. Psychic Elephants. That's all starting in Bisbee and running till I think it's like midnight or so. It starts at 3:30, at least on Friday. Then it starts earlier, and I'll tell you about that as we go. Of course, also Scott Kloppenstein. You might know from the Littlest Man Band. You might know from The Real Big Fish. You might know just because he's really awesome. But if you go on twitch.tv/Scott Kloppenstein, tune in at 10 p.m. now, thanks to Arizona's adjusted times, and check out a very warm and welcoming community and environment, and put in some requests. He knows some covers, and he knows some awesome stuff of his own. So, really good experience from the comfort of your home. Then we roll into Saturday, and more traditional stuff is here. First off, we got Wayne Fest, the one that I went out last year and checked out for the first time out at Coronado Park, and it's really, really cool. This year, we've got POW, we got the Phoenix Afrobeat Orchestra, we got Mega Ran back out there, we got Fairy Bones, and Kith and Kin, that might be a typo in my notes, and Running Thread over at Coronado Park, 4 to 10 p.m. to check that out. This tired thinking is the worst type of thinking, let me tell you. But that's not the only thing that's really awesome, because Meatbag, you might know him once from the band Alex Squared. You might know him from you might know from a few bands, but he's got his own solo album coming out, Roots. It's going to be having an album release with Black Mountain Moonshine, Critical Miss, and Lita K at Palo Verde, 8 p.m. At Palo Verde Lounge. There we go. You might know him as the Palo, though. There's also the Fast 86ers with Nickel City, El Guglielmo, and Captain Sarcasmo at the Yucca Tap Room. That one at 8 p.m. And yes, another staple and another day one. Man, in this one you're going to see some doubling up here of some bands are putting in some full effort. Day one, though, has Narwhals Jr. It has Prime Society. You got Paper Foxes. We got Fairy Bones, which that means, yes, they're doing 2 shows in one night. Day, whatever, and Black Caesar Soul Club at Margaret T. Hance Park, and you get some awesome slices of pizza that you can choose from while you're out there. 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. to check out the awesome music and the awesome pizza. Then we also got Saving Abel with Jane in the Jungle back here, and with Deirdre at the Rebel Lounge, 8 p.m. We've got RFN&P with Freud, Corduroy, and Feed at the Alibi House, 7 p.m. And yes, Side Pony Day 2, this one, like I said, starts at 10 a.m. And that's still Chrome Rhino, Joan of Arkansas, Vid Nelson, Tiny Bird from, I think, Flagstaff, Exploding Oranges, Comptolo, Treasure Fruit, Sophie Dorston, Taylor Glasheen, Golden Boots out of Tucson, and more down there in Bisbee. 10 a.m. start and runs till like midnight. It is, trust me, a great experience. But we got a little more for Justice Day. We got Noah Martin Band with TV Messages and Day Trails at Club Congress, 6:30 p.m. And the Kepi Show, always on his Facebook on Saturdays, 10 a.m. now, in Arizona time. And sometimes throughout the week, just give him a follow and support him and go check out when he streams. One of the happiest people you can wake up with playing music. Sunday rolling in, and it's still a busy day of music. We've got the Phoenix Pizza Festival Day 2 with Blood Feud Family Singers, Proper Pet, and JD, and the Black Stallions and Sure Sun out there. That one is a shorter day, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. to get your pizza slice on. So really, they should have the Venice Pinks out there, right? They had the song and everything. You just put up your pizza slice. All right, you guys know, right? You've caught a Venice Pink show in recent. But yeah, regardless, next year, put them on there. We've also got Jeffrey Lewis and the Voltage that are going to be playing with Bullet Babe at the Trunk Space, and this is an early one, 2 p.m. And yes, masks are required inside for this one, so keep that with you. Plus, we got Brother Tiger with merch over the Rebel Lounge. That one is 8 p.m. And Day 3, the final day of Side Pony. If you're looking for your experience and a reason to get out of Phoenix, this is it, and the last day to do it for at least, another year. They had Day 3, Los Choyas Pelagrosas, Kara Pacey again, Kylo Gun, Fatigo, Chrome Rhino, what else I throw out? Tiger Step, Susie Sometimes, Tiny Bird, Pleasure Cult, Treasure Fruit, Fat Gray Cat, and more. Whew. There, we got it. We got through it. That down in Old Town Bisbee, starting at 10 a.m. once again, get your breakfast on and some awesome music, and then just keep going, get your lunch, and watch more awesome music and dinner, and watch more, and then just go, all right, we're done. It was a good weekend of music. So, one of my favorite festivals I've attended, so definitely comes recommended. And then we also got, this is another, they're doing a lot of work. I mean, and I've done the drive and done, 3 shows, 1 in Tucson and 2 up in Phoenix, 3 up in Phoenix. Regardless, you can check my history. Looks like Jeffrey Lewis is not only playing here in Phoenix at Trunk Space, but they're going to also be going down to Tucson at Club Congress and playing more with Golden Boots and the Sinks at Club Congress, 7 p.m. down in Tucson. And if you're looking for another reason to stay home and watch the stream, we got Walk the Moon doing a live stream live from Irving Plaza. That's at walkthemoon.veeps.com, 6 p.m. And yeah, also, Bite Me Bambi does one of their music streams that night, twitch.tv/BiteMeBambi, 3 p.m. You can tune in for that on Sunday. Then Monday rolling in, and we got Luke Sweeney with Ultraviolet Communication, Hello, I'm Sorry, and Bake Sale at the Rebel Lounge, 8 p.m. Tuesday, we've got Arrows in Action with Titus and Viper Club at the Rebel Lounge, 7:30 p.m. There's Hieroglyph with Ultraviolet Communication and Dos Besos at Trunk Space, 7:30 p.m. And remember, they do ask you to wear masks inside there. Got Luke Sweeney with Yippee, Benny and Melissa Doubt at the Ground Arcs down at Tucson, 7 p.m. And Tuesdays always mean the Blue Beat live stream from the one and only Chris Murray. So you can go tune in at 6 p.m. over on his Facebook. Plus Scott Klopstein streaming at 10 p.m. on his Twitch usually. And Bite Me Bambi's got their music show in the mornings on Tuesday. You can wake up with them over on their Twitch at 9 a.m. now, your Arizona time. And then Wednesday, we got Blizzkid with Skeleton Army, Bacon Skies from Flagstaff at the Nile, 6 p.m. Warbanger, they're going to be playing the Car for Kalen charity event over at Bellbank Park in Mesa, 7 p.m. And then the recording artist, this week's episode is with Nathan Dean and the Damn Band over on therecordingartist.com, 7 p.m. Tune in for that or catch later on Amazon Prime. Bite Me Bambi music, or music stream, that one is on their Twitch at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, so a lot of Bite Me Bambi, you get in there, and it's a good band, so no reason you wouldn't want to. Plus, we roll right into Thursday. There we go. We got Cheap Hotels with Blue Joy, TV Messages, and Pleasure Cult at the Rebel Lounge. That one is 7:30 p.m. Igor and the Red Elvises at the Rhythm Room, 8 p.m. And we got the Originals, the Real Big Fish cover band. They're going to be over at Santan Brewery at 6 p.m. Go check that. And then finally Friday, and this one, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you right now, don't even know where you're going to want to go, I bet. Because there is so much awesome this upcoming Friday. We've got Descendants back in town with Prince Daddy and the Hyena. Holy shit. And Mercy Music. How could you have such a bill that is fire? Apparently this. And it's at the Marquee Theater, 8 p.m. Or wait, it's at the Van Buren. I'm sorry. I somehow put Marquee on there. But yeah, at the Van Buren, 8 p.m. We also got Two Tone Lizard Kings with Set the Record Straight. They're doing their live album recording there, so you can get in on the recording. And they have an awesome cast opener up with the Hourglass Cats, with Mr. Unicado at Last Exit Live, 8 p.m. There's also the Super Suckers with Volk, with the Earps at Rhythm Room, 8 p.m. We also got Fun Bobby's 55th birthday show. You might know him as a bartender and I think manager at Yucca Tap Room. But yeah, he's got a show with some awesome locals on it. We got the Woodworks, we got Bourbon Witch, we got No Volcano, and we've got the Breakup Society over Yucca Tap Room. That one at 7:30 p.m. Plus, yes, look who's back in town. Smashing Pumpkins with Jane's Addiction over at the Footprint Center, 6:30 p.m. And that one is another one that is... You unfortunately will not have Dave Navarro. He's still dealing with what I'm dealing with long COVID. So he is not on this tour, unfortunately. And he is such an amazing musician. Not to mention, I'm sure everyone knows about his tattoos. But that's unfortunate. But still a killer show there. Plus, we got Stoner Jordan's album release with Urban Life, M. Rich, S-Dub, Resilient, Lost Boys, and Metronome of Pub Rock Live, 7 p.m. The Longest Johns with Tatiana Crespo at the Rebel Lounge, 8 p.m. Moonlight Magic over at the Dirty Drummer, 9 p.m. And Scott Clausen, of course, Friday nights, 10 p.m. over on his Twitch. How could you not want to tune into that if you're home, right? But some awesome stuff. And yeah, this is all, of course, attuned to my musical taste, but all recommended. And what makes us awesome as humans is that we all have different tastes, and we get to share it with everyone. So, it may vary, but you can't go wrong with any of the things on this list that I give you for this week. So hopefully you guys have fun out there. Be safe out there. Please wear a mask. Be considerate of everyone when you're going out there. Let's make these spaces more inclusive and welcoming to everyone. And try to keep this stupid thing from affecting anyone else like this, because this shit still sucks. But I think that's all I got for you. So until next week, take care.